Hollywood has introduced us to so many big names that, at this point, it's getting hard to know every single one. There are a bunch of actors and actresses who we're all familiar with, but have no clue as to what their names are. So in this video, we'll be listing down 10 famous actors whose names you probably don't know. First up, at number 10, the guy from Harry Potter. You know the face and his voice, but you can't say his name out loud. Lord Voldemort was the reason our childhoods were exciting, and to some, he was the reason we couldn't sleep at night. You've also seen him in Wes Anderson's The Grand Budapest Hotel as the main lead. Oh, and if you're an avid cinephile who's seen almost every film in existence, this video is not for you. It's for those who occasionally watch a movie or two because they have, you know, a life. Ralph Fiennes has been in multiple movies like the Harry Potter franchise, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and Steven Spielberg's Schindler's List. As talented as the English actor is, he'll forever be known as Lord Voldemort to us because we refuse to acknowledge his birth name. Up next, at number 9, the eyebrows guy. You recognize him from The Maze Runner, Midsommar, Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, and of course, We're the Millers. But you could never accurately name the guy if someone had pointed a gun at you. After his hilarious performance in the comedy movie with Jason Sudeikis and Jennifer Aniston, the guy deserves to be acknowledged. Who else could pull off a scene like Kenny flawlessly singing Waterfalls by TLC? Will Poulter, of course. Poulter is yet to make his debut to the MCU as Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and judging from recent photos of him, it looks like puberty hit him harder than Thanos pushing Gamora off the cliff at Vormir. Sorry, too soon. He could act as Adam Warlock, Kenny Miller, or any character in any movie. People will still end up Googling the words eyebrows kid whenever they need a picture of him. Now, for an actor whose name sounds like a musician's, at number 8. Titanic is a cultural reset from 1997 directed by James Cameron. It was one of the films that gave Leonardo DiCaprio his big break, making him the successful icon he is today. But we're not here to talk about Leo, though he might appreciate it since some of us are under 25 years old. But the movie, which was a biopic of some sort, required a bad guy, and this guy's face literally screams, "Look at me, I'm up to no good." Caledon Hockley was cunning and on a mission to get young Jack Dawson off the boat so he could have Rose all to himself. He had the face. All Caledon needed was a bowler hat, a swirly mustache, and some train tracks to tie Rose on. Oh, by the way, Caledon is the character's name, while the actor's name is Billy Zane. That name sounds like a rock artist to say the least. You can just imagine his name on Spotify along with songs featuring Bon Jovi and Elton John. Zane has also been in Back to the Future 2 as Match. You've probably seen him in a bunch more movies that would occasionally be on TV because he has one of those faces. Coming up with an unexpected addition to the list at number 7, we're all fans of superheroes and the action-packed cinematic universe Marvel created, right? We're familiar with names like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, Chris Mart. Oh no, wait, that's the Coldplay guy. Okay, the MCU has way too many Chris's. We're so glad DC called dibs on Chris Pine. Otherwise, we'd have a serious problem. But if we were to ask you to name the actor who plays the walking microwave oven known as Vision, would you be able to answer? Go ahead, pause the video and think about it. We'll give you a second or two. Alright, before we continue, you should probably close that Google tab because you know how much RAM Google Chrome takes up. Not many people know Paul Bettany by name because we're all so used to him covered in red paint, but the actor also played Silas alongside Tom Hanks in The Da Vinci Code. It's kind of embarrassing because people know the names of the actors who voice a talking raccoon and a walking piece of wood. Bettany should probably ask Marvel Studios for a raise. Following up with another Marvel star at number 6. Toby Jones has been in a number of movies in Hollywood, and one can easily recognize him the same way some of us would recognize Christian Bale if he would have gone through a drastic physical change. His appearance in the 2006 film Infamous was his push to stardom. Fans are likely to recognize him as Dr. Arnim Zola, the evil scientist from the Captain America trilogy. Who could blame them? He's got that iconic accent, doesn't he? Let's talk about yet another Marvel villain at number 5. The MCU really needs to do a better job in promoting their actors and actresses. You loved her as Agatha Harkness in the Disney Plus show WandaVision and as Carla in Bad Moms. You may have also liked her in Mrs. Fletcher, but can you name the actress? Not a chance. Point a gun at us and we'll still think of something along the lines of Scarlett or Samantha. Kathryn Hahn is yet to make her next appearance in the surprising new standalone series Agatha. Fans aren't sure what to make of this new show because this is the first time we're getting a story based on a villain. Now, for another Harry Potter star at number 4. Everyone can easily recognize Argus Filch whenever he shows up in whether movies or shows. You've seen him in Hot Fuzz and Game of Thrones, and when it comes to the latter, it brings back some very dark and sad memories. David Bradley has been in several projects because of the experience he's had throughout the years. Filch, Bradley, was also in Hot Fuzz and has that familiar presence in every appearance he makes. We would have named a bunch of other Harry Potter characters who have all left a warm hug to our younger selves, but to be fair, most of them were heavily propped up with long wigs and beards. None of you would be able to recognize Hagrid without the raggedy clothes and beard if he were in some other movie. David, on the other hand, kept it natural and didn't require any prosthetics. Okay, we'll talk about his portrayal of Walder Frey in The Red Wedding. His plan to murder more than half the House of Stark easily ranked him as the most hated person of all time. And that's saying something because Joffrey Baratheon was also a character back then. But separate the art from the artist, right? Coming up with Miss Ungermeyer at number 3. Ungermeyer left a mark in our brains, making Alex Borstein one of the most recognizable faces in Hollywood. Even though she's not in a lot of movies out there, you can still catch her in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel as Susan Meyerson. To us, she'll always be that evil chaperone to Lizzie McGuire in her field trip to Rome. But hey, she ended up showing her soft spot towards the end of the movie. If you pay close attention to her voice, you'll realize she voices Lois Griffin in Family Guy too. And to those who have been active on social media these days, that extremely loud "Peter, no" clip tells you that this woman has vocal cords of steel. Up next, Stephen Merchant and his comedic presence at number 2. This comedian was that one extra in Modern Family where the entire episode is based on a bunch of misunderstandings, leading to the family members making the funniest of mistakes for 20 minutes straight. He also played Caliban in the 2017 epic Logan and Captain Diertz in Taika Waititi's Jojo Rabbit. You may initially know him from The Tooth Fairy. You remember back when The Rock dressed up as a bulked up winged princess? He's got that glasses beard grin combo that could easily be known as soon as he shows up on screen. The name, on the other hand, well, sorry Mr. Merchant, even though you have a very simple name, some of us have the memory of a goldfish. Lastly, at number 1, the very diverse French actor. Thomas Leroy from Black Swan is probably this actor's most popular role, and to all those cinephiles who are still watching this video, he's in a ton of French films too. Vincent Cassel could easily be mistaken for Adrian Brody, mainly because of that gorgeously structured nose. Cassel was also in Beauty and the Beast, and probably more movies than we can count. All of these actors have that one brief moment in their appearance in the movie that makes you go, wait, that's him. If we don't know their exact names, it doesn't mean we don't appreciate the handful of talent that they have. And that's all for this video. Let us know some other actors who have a familiar face, but not so familiar name in the comments below. As always, leave a like and hit that subscribe button to see more of our content, and we'll see you in the next one.